Questioner. Then both Confederation and Orion contacts are being made and close encounters are of a dual nature, as I understand it. They can either be of the Confederation or of the Orion type of contact. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. This is correct, although the preponderance of contacts is Orion-oriented. Questioner. Well, we have a large spectrum of entities on Earth with respect to harvestability, both positively oriented and negatively oriented. Would the Orion target in on the ends of this spectrum, both positive and negatively oriented, for contact for Earth entities, I mean? Ra. I am Ra. This query is somewhat difficult to accurately answer. However, we shall attempt to do so. The most typical approach of Orion entities is to choose what you might call the weaker-minded entity, that it might suggest a greater amount of Orion philosophy to be disseminated. Some few Orion entities are called by more highly polarized negative entities of your space-time nexus. In this case they share information just as we are now doing. However, this is a risk for the Orion entities due to the frequency with which the harvestable negative planetary entities then attempt to bid and order the Orion contact just as these entities bid planetary negative contacts. The resulting struggle for mastery, if lost, is damaging to the polarity of the Orion group. Similarly, a mistaken Orion contact with highly polarized positive entities can wreak havoc with Orion troops, unless these crusaders are able to depolarize the entity mistakenly contacted. This occurrence is almost unheard of. Therefore, the Orion group prefers to make physical contact only with the weaker-minded entity. Questioner. Then in general I could say that if an individual has a close encounter with a UFO, or any other type of experience that seems to be UFO-related, he must look to the heart of the encounter and the effect upon him to determine whether it was Orion or Confederation contact. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. This is correct. If there is fear and doom, the contact was quite likely of a negative nature. If the result is hope, friendly feelings, and the awakening of a positive feeling of purposeful service to others, the marks of Confederation contact are evident. Questioner. Thank you. I did not wish to create the wrong impression with the material that we were including in Book 1. I may find it necessary to add some of this material. As I say, I know that it is transient, but I believe it is necessary for a full understanding. Or, shall I say, a correct approach to the material. I'll ask a few questions here. If you do not care to ask, then we'll skip them. I would like to ask, however, if you can tell me what, for the most part, or the major portion of Confederation entities, what they look like? Ra. I am Ra. The fourth density Confederation entity looks variously depending upon the, shall we say, derivation of its physical vehicle. Questioner. Do some of them look just like us? Could they pass for Earth people? Ra. I am Ra. Those of this nature are most often fifth density. Questioner. I assume that the same answer would apply to the Orion group. Is this correct? As far as fourth and fifth density go. Ra. I am Ra. This is correct. Questioner. Can you tell me why Name had so many silver flecks on her? Ra. I am Ra. This is infringement. No. Questioner. Thank you. Could you tell me why I got sick during Karl Rushke's talk? Ra. I am Ra. We scan your thoughts. They are correct, and therefore we do not infringe by confirming them. The space-time of your allotted speaking was drawing near and you came under Orion attack due to the great desire of some positively oriented entities to become aware of the law of one. This may be expected especially when you are not in a group lending strength to each other. Questioner. Thank you. Can you comment on my and the instrument, if she approves so-called ball of lightning experience as a child? Ra. I am Ra. This will be the last query of this working. You are being visited by your people to be wished well. Is there any other query of a brief nature we may answer? Questioner. I apologize for asking many transient questions during this session. I hope that we did not cause any problem for you, especially with respect to loss of polarity and that one question, but I felt it necessary to include some of this material so that those wanderers and others reading the first book of the Law of One would not get the wrong impression with respect to their experiences and contacts. I am sorry for any problems that I might have caused. I will just ask if there is anything that we can do to aid the contact or to aid the instrument. Ra. I am Ra. The instrument is well. Please guard your alignments carefully. We leave you now, my friends, in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth, therefore, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the infinite Creator. Adonai.